And what is going on, my Houston Texans family? Hope you all are having a blessed Monday. It is a victory Monday. It's also very cold outside. I am one part of your show, Ruben Calvillo, my co-host, the handsome man, AD from the Town Rundown. I missed you last week, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Miss you too, brother. But hey, we pulled it out for you. We pulled it out for you.
We did.
Mm.
Sunday, yesterday, was a stressful day for all of us, AD. The
Mm-hmm.
Houston Texans. They went into Indianapolis. They went into the Stroud house
Stroud.
and came out with the W. 20-16 was the final score. Let me first get, your initial thoughts on this game before we break it down. This Houston Texans team, after starting 0-3, they've won 7 of their last 9, 4-game winning streak. They got their franchise quarterback back.
Absolutely. Before I go though, I want to say shout out to Wheelhouse Media for sponsoring and producing the Attack on Texans podcast.
Shout out to them.
Uh, but I mean, lady, man, because the Colts have been talking so much trash. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Colts fans, Colts players been talking so much trash all season long, riding on a high horse, and now the reality is starting to hit them in the head. And CJ Stroud hit him over the head. Nico Collins hit him over the head. Azeez Al-Shaair hit him over the head. Henry Toa hit him over the head.
Not Noah
Jalen
Noah?
Petrie, not Noah, he was Toa on Sunday. And Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter, Jalen Petrie, they all hit him over the head. And we
That
all saw
Guardian Gap.
with that pamper on his head, and we all saw Ed Ingram lift
Oh.
Jermaine Pratt in the air, 5 feet in the air, feet off the ground. Um, he got hit in the head. So again, man, Houston Texans came to play, and it was a physical game, and they came out and they did what they were supposed to do, and they won the game. They were the better team, and they proved it on Sunday.
Oh. I think that this was a huge momentum swing for both teams. With the Houston Texans, after what you did yesterday, playoffs are in conversation. The
Mm,
AFC South, believe it or not, is in conversation. Your destiny is really in front of you, and the Houston Texans have taken care of business. On Indy's side, they are exactly who we thought they were, AD. And that is a team that when they go against a good defense, a good quarterback, a decent
mhm.
team, they're going to fold. Daniel Jones was not enough in this game. I don't even think he did bad being on a fractured fibula, but he just wasn't enough. Kalen Bullock was right. When you stop Jonathan Taylor, you stop
That's
the
it.
Indianapolis Colts offense. And now, if we could peek ahead to next week, now Indy's fighting for their lives.
Absolutely fighting for their lives. And to be honest with you, brother, the Colts are in jeopardy of missing the playoffs at this point.
That will be so insane after such a hot start that they had. 2 first
Oh,
round picks for Sauce Gardner. Oh,
yeah, and he's gonna be out for some weeks, probably the season. I'm gonna say this. Remember 2 years ago, the Jacksonville
Jaguars.
Jaguars started 8-2, and all things were great, and they ended up with a record of 8-9.
Mm.
Um, I'm looking at Indianapolis in the same boat, and they missed the playoffs. And I'm looking at Indianapolis in the same boat of you came out hot. You won the games you were supposed to win. You beat up on doo-doo teams. You beat up on the Miami Dolphins. You beat up on the Tennessee Titans twice. You beat up on the Chargers. You beat up on the Cardinals. You beat up on the Raiders. You couldn't beat the Rams, who are a good team. You couldn't beat Pittsburgh, who's not a good team. You beat up on Atlanta.
Barely.
So and I'm barely. Atlanta took you to overtime. They're 4-8, and they just lost to the Jets. You look at Arizona. Arizona's 3-9, and it took a Herculean effort at the end of the game. And Jacoby Brissett missing a not wide open, but missing a pass to win them the game. You lost to the Rams, who was real competition. The refs won you the game against the Broncos. So you're a fraudulent team that played on a very weak schedule, and now that you have to play real deal teams because you got the Jacksonville Jaguars next, and you play in Jacksonville where you haven't won in what 10 years or
Mm.
more. But again, we're going too hard on the Colts. Let's talk about the Texans.
Let's talk about the
let's
Texans.
reel it back. Let's reel it back because I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of talking about how fraudulent the Colts are. I
Mhm.
want to talk about how the Texans are riding the ship and the Texans are doing things to make the playoffs. Playoffs. Right now, the Texans are in line. The way the schedule is set up, they're in line to make the playoffs and potentially have a chance to win the division if everything plays out correct. Plays out right.
It feels like they're in play to win out, and it's
Yeah.
crazy. And here's the thing: shout out to my cousin Pedro. We were late on Thanksgiving. We were like 20 ultras in, and he was like, cuz I feel like we could win out. And I was like, you know what, man? I feel like it too, but I think it starts this Sunday against Indy because say what you want. Higher scoring offense heading into this week. Indianapolis undefeated at home this year.
Mhm.
AD. So, people, Vegas did not think the Houston Texans, were going to win this football game. And the fact that they did, and they did it in a way where, no surprise, you shut down one of the best running backs in the NFL, and their quarterback is not good enough to overcome that.
Mhm.
You only sacked him one time, however, just was under pressure. I thought the Texans gave pressure in the right moments, putting Will Anderson Jr. over the center and just having him bull rush. I loved on the one sack, it was Will Anderson Jr. and Daniil Hunter pushing the tackles back and pancaking Daniel Jones. He had to step up and get sacked. This defense just once again is legit. This was the
Mhm.
first time all year the Indianapolis Colts offense scored less than 20 points.
Mhm.
So when you were talking, well, not you, but when my AFC South roundtable brother Derek was talking about this Indianapolis offense, he was saying things like Peyton Manning wasn't doing this, Andrew Luck wasn't doing this. Well, this should just go to show you how great the Houston Texans defense is because they shut down. I mean, let's be honest, one of the best offenses in the NFL. And when you look at the last, 4 games, 3 of them are against playoff teams. The
Yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars, the Buffalo Bills, the Indianapolis Colts. Don't get it.
Hmm.
Don't let this team walk in
Hmm.
on Sunday night football to Kansas City and walk out with the W. Because this will probably be the best 4 or 5 game stretch in Houston Texans regular season history because you beat quality football teams, you beat MVP caliber quarterbacks, and also you have to add in the stipulations of where you started to where you are now.
Yeah. I'm looking at it like this, man. The last time the Texans went 0-3, they ran off how many wins in a row, Ruben?
I think it was 9.
It was 9. The Texans went out. How many games are they winning in a row?
Is it 9?
It's 9. It's 9. Right now,
Woo!
yeah. Right now, you win this game on Sunday
So
night,
you'll be 12-5?
you be 12-5, which in retrospect, which is what most people predicted the Texans to win 12 games this year. On ESPN, NFL Network, when they early season before the season started, they did the schedule prediction. They predicted the Texans to win 11, 12 games.
Mm.
It's not how you start. It's how you finish, brother.
Oh, don't get me started because this season is definitely right. It's definitely been a marathon. It's definitely been a marathon, and I'm glad that we're playing football games that matter in November and December. And you've done your job, Houston. So commend everyone. Like everyone deserves a pat on the back. Let's talk about CJ Stroud, 22 of 35, 276 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. It was a tale of 2 halves. The first half, AD. I mean, CJ Stroud, you saw the rust.
Hmm.
You saw him overthrowing players. You see in the second quarter, after the Houston Texans defense gets a stop on 4th and 1, immediate just change of momentum back to Indianapolis. CJ Stroud oversells it, looking for Xavier Hutchinson. Cam Bynum picks it off, and you know immediately I see the chat bring in Davis Mills. CJ Stroud's not him. Davis Mills would be winning you this football game. Like we talked about how important this game was for CJ Stroud, right? I said that the Texans got their biggest win of the season on Thursday Night Football against Buffalo. This would be CJ. This would be his biggest win of the
Hmm.
season. And like you just said a couple of minutes ago, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And in quarters 3 and 4, CJ Stroud was money. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no other way to put it. Was hitting guys in stride, was creating time with his legs. I see the play where he's on the move, running to his right, finds Kate Stover for 11 yards. Just a
Mhm.
great throw. His
Yeah.
connection with Nico Collins, those two continue to terrorize Indianapolis. CJ
Mhm.
Stroud in quarters 3 and 4 looked good. And given the fact that he hadn't played football in a month, given the fact that this is against a respectable defense, I think CJ Stroud played quite well.
Absolutely. CJ Stroud almost 300 yards passing. He didn't throw a touchdown, but he was very effective dinking and dunking down the field. You brought up Nico Collins, but it seems like he finally found a connection with Jaden Higgins.
Yeah.
Jaden Higgins had made quite a few plays, even though I'm not going to talk about that potential first down he could have got at the end of the
Oh
half.
man, I was. What are you doing?
Get the first down, sir. Get the first down. But again, you see CJ Stroud finding rhythm, like you said, with K Stover, Dalton Schultz as well. Had a quiet game, but Dalton Schultz was very effective again. Um, I mean, it's just the comfort you saw in CJ Stroud in the second half. He got in a rhythm. And
Hmm.
I think if that rhythm continues, it's a problem, man. And again, this is a defensive led team. We're not asking CJ Stroud to be a hero. We're just asking CJ Stroud just to do the job. Just do the job and let the defense do all the heavy lifting. Um,
Sounds like we're making CJ Stroud a game manager, and the fact that sounds like that is crazy because we know how special he is. But even he, AD, to your credit, he said, we're a defensive team.
mhm. And that's the thing about it is that you don't need CJ Stroud. This defense is on par of the 2000 Ravens and the Legion of Boom Seahawks and such so on and so forth of the greatest defenses of NFL history. The Ravens didn't need Trent Dilfer to be heroic. Didn't need him to be Superman. They just needed him to dump the ball, to hand the ball off to Jamal Lewis and get the ball in Shannon Sharp's hands and the other Jamal Lewis hands. That's all they needed. They didn't need nothing else. We just need CJ Stroud to get the ball in Nico Collins' hand,
Mm.
get the ball in Jaden Higgins' hands, and hand the rock off to Woody Marks. That's all we need from you, CJ. We don't need you to do extraordinary stuff. Just do the bare minimum, manage the game. The defense will take care of it. The defense is going to get a turnover for you. Even though we didn't get a physical turnover against the Colts, we had 2 turnover on downs.
Hmm.
A fumble at the goal line on a tush push that we should have had. And then another fumble on a 4th and 1 as well. So you gotta just take advantage of those opportunities because the defense is going to put the ball in your hands for you to do what you need to do to score the points. And hell, they may even score points for you.
Hmm. Let's address the elephant in the room. The officials,
Mm,
AD. I think it will be I think it will be very ignorant on our part not to say that the Houston Texans did a benefit from some of the calls that were made. However,
hmm. Talk about it.
I see 5 penalties to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You want to bring up the delay of game? I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been called. The pass interference, it wasn't a phantom. He was holding his hand the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, Texans score on that drive. If you want to say that's how they got their points, well, I will look at the Kalen Bullock pass interference that was called when the ball was thrown. I think
In the
about 10
stands.
yards
It
out
was
of
almost to the stands.
almost to the stands. Now, for those saying, well, it's still pass interference, you are correct. However, there is a rule
Mm-hmm.
that if a pass is uncatchable, regardless of what it is, you don't throw the flag. And they do this.
Yeah, or they
There's
picked
a
it up.
reason why this is a hand gesture for referees. I
Mm.
myself was in a situation where I had a pass interference against Laporte, and it was clear as day. However, the quarterback hit the damn mascot. As loud as the coaches were screaming at me to throw the flag. Right, I was in charge of the chain gang, so I was right there on the opposing side. I'm sorry, coach. It's uncatchable.
Mm-hmm.
Call it, call it holding, call it illegal contact. That's
Yeah,
not what was called. Pass
Right.
interference, what was called. And I'm sorry, that was uncatchable. I didn't mean to get ref technical. Shout out to
No,
Tasso.
but look, if they want to call that, then let's call all the holdings on Will Anderson and
What
the
about the
Netherlands.
I mean, on that screen, he's
Yeah.
tackled right to the ground. What about the false starts?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was screaming. Is that not a false start? Is that not a false start?
Yeah.
Rest for bad on both sides, AD. I'm not mad whatsoever.
No, I'm not, and that's part of the game, and you got to live with it because again, if you the Colts, it's ironic that the Colts fans want to complain about the ref when the ref literally won them the game against the Broncos.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got if you want to live by the refs and you want to get your wins by the refs, you gotta be able to take your losses by the refs as well. Again, Houston Texans did a hell of a job all around to stop the number one offense in the league. And like you said at the beginning of the show, hold them to 16 points, which they hadn't been held under 20 points the whole season. Um, it's what they call, like JJ Watt said on the broadcast, an immovable object, meaning a irresistible force.
Mm.
So right now the Texan defense is playing out of this world, man. Top defense in the league in a multitude of categories. So,
And if you think this defense is amazing now,
hmm,
just wait till when D'Amico Ryans gets his linebacker and his defensive tackle.
mm-hmm.
Then this defense is going to take another step forward, one that we probably haven't even seen, and that's what's scary.
Hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Houston Texans, they walk into the Stroud house
STROUDHAUSE.
and they get a W. What is D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud 4-1
4-1 against the
versus the
Colts all
Indianapolis
time.
Colts?
Yeah, all time 4-1.
Uh,
Mm-mm-mm.
sounds like BTA to me. With that being said, that was the handsome man AD. I was Mr. 713 Ruben Calavillo. Shout out to Wheelhouse Media. We were there for a watch party. Actually, a pretty nice space. We had to get AD there next time.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, can't wait for y'all to see this episode. We love you guys. Have a very blessed day.